Yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Destructive Filmz, and today we got a special guest, Delinquent.
What up?
You
What up?
know,
It's the link with the Mac. Fresh out, baby.
yep,
Back and better.
fresh out and shit. We gonna see how you doing and shit. How you feel being fresh out.
Well, fuck, man. I feel great. Honestly, I feel at peace, man. Like it's a crazy feeling, like being in there for a little bit and then coming back out. It just like back. I've been back and forth, like for like 3 years, doing it, like going back and forth to jail, and kind of losing focus and shit. So right now I'm feeling like, you know what, like I feel this time is like the last, and it's like, man, fuck the bullshit. That shit's for the birds, So I feel great, honestly. I thank
Hey,
God.
well, welcome home, and hope the best for you, fool, and try to stay out.
Hell
Be
yeah,
productive
mandatory.
out here. We got music and shit to work on out here, so
Fuck yeah.
we gotta get to work.
Got it.
All right, so before we get started, I just want to let the audience know a little bit. Like, my goal here in this interview is for me to get people to know you, not only like with the music shit,
Yeah.
but I want people to know you like a little bit more personal. So I'm gonna ask you a little bit more personal questions, so that way they could get to know you.
Yeah. I fuck with that.
Okay, cool.
I want my people to know me, especially like my fans or like the people watching me, Straight up.
100%. All right, then. So we're gonna start right here. We're gonna take it all the way back. Let's start off with, where you grew up, and talk to us about your upbringing. Like were you with your mom, with your pops? Do you have brothers, sisters?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
the whole deal?
For sure. I'll start off with where I grew up, born and raised, Oxnard, California, and I grew up in like, the slums, the ghetto, and I grew up in a fucked up neighborhood, but you know what, that never really stopped me from being me, I grew up on Cuesta del Mar, that's in Oxnard.
But did you have your mom and pops or?
Yeah, mom's was always there, but pops was never there. It's a little complicated there. My dad wasn't there, and I just feel like my dad really didn't get the chance to be there for me though. You feel me? Like,
Okay.
I feel like my mom didn't really give him the opportunity to be there for me, and it's like I love my mom, but she should have gave my dad the chance to be there for me, because when I did meet him, I had never met him when I was little, and fucking he came to see me one time, and then fucking my mom told me like, oh, this is your dad, when I was like in 4th grade or something, and I was like, man, you're lying, and she's like, nah, this is your dad. I'm like, oh, what's up, like I didn't know I didn't know how to react, because I always just had my mom and I never had my dad.
So you kind of just got side blinded and like,
Yeah,
boom, like, this is your pops.
Yup. It was a surprise. It was like, fuck, like, what the fuck, what am I supposed to do, like, am I supposed to love this motherfucker? Like, I'm a kid, I don't know
Right.
whether this fool left me for another family, or this fool left me and didn't even want nothing to do with me, but I'm a kid, so my dad when he did meet me though, I felt the love, because like right away, like, he wanted to spend time with me. He wanted to be there with me, and I probably spent like 2 days with him, maybe, like at the most. And he was taking care of me, and he looked out for me, and I was a little kid, so like I grew up with nothing. I grew up with like a bunch of brothers and sisters, and I never had shit. And my brothers and sisters, they all had their dads around, because we have like different dads. And it's just like my dad, when he decided decided to come see me and visit or whatever. He looked out for me and took care of me, because my mom taking care of so many kids and not having that much money, I didn't have it all growing up. I didn't have the toys I wanted. I didn't have PlayStation. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. But my dad at the time, he was like, oh, here's a fucking PSP. Here's some Heelys. Here's some fucking clothes. Here's this. Here's that. Like. My dad looked out for me, and he decided to be like, you know what, like, this is my kid, and he stepped up. But sadly, that little moment of father and son, it went away fast, because my dad he was getting into shit. He was a dealer, he's a drug dealer. So fucking he's out in TJ now. It's this, that's past shit, so it's like that business don't even matter no more. But he was out there doing this thing. He was slanging, and I guess the FBI cracked on him and shit like a week after I met him, and they deported his ass. And I'm like, fuck. Like, after that, I don't know. I I was like, whatever, dog. Like, it is what it is. You know, it's nothing new to me. Like, my dad never been around, but I just feel like right now, being an adult, like I haven't really talked to him. You know, I talked to him maybe a couple years ago on the phone, but I want to make amends with him, and I want to talk to him and be like, look, fool, like I'm a grown man now. Like, I need you to explain what happened. I need you to explain whether you actually gave a fuck about me, so I can either cut you out of my life right now and, you know, do my thing as my own man, or, you know, give me some clarity so that I can move on forward with my life, and, you know, like I can still love you as my dad, you know.
So basically, you just would like some peace, you know.
Yeah, some peace,
and kind of know where you guys stand, because at this moment you don't really know.
Cause like growing up, like with my mom, it was difficult getting love from her, you know, because of the fact that she had so many kids. But you know, my mom loves me, you know. It was difficult for her to be able to give each and every one of us individually like love from a mother, you know. So I understand that, but my dad, you know, it was a different story and shit, and I don't know, you know, I just feel like finding some peace with him, you know, because that's still my dad, and that's the person that you know, that's my father, you know, that's my blood right there. So
yeah. And I'm sure there's people out there that can relate, you know.
Yeah, of course, you know, they feel like they need to find some peace with their dad, and whoever's out there, you know, you feel like I don't know, like you need some answers, go get that shit, you know.
Got you. Does Delinquent have any, you know, brothers, sisters? Mm-hmm. Were you close to them or not really?
Yeah, I have. Fuck, I have a big.
Like, you the youngest, the oldest, the middle. Where you at?
I'm the middle. Well, sort of the middle. I'm like the third oldest, the fifth. No, the third oldest, the fifth young. No, the third oldest, and then because
You're around the middle
the middle because I have 5 younger brothers and sisters, and then I got 2 older brothers and sisters. Nah, yeah, I have a big family, brothers and sisters and stuff, and I'm really close with them because I've always grown up with them my whole life. So, like, I've had them, like, my brothers and sisters, like, sometimes they would, like, they wouldn't be around and stuff because they'd either live with their dad or they were, you know, on some other shit, you know. But fucking I'm close with my family though, you know. My little sister, that's my baby. Yeah, I love her. I'm close with her, you know, and I just try to look out for her because, you know, like the new generation is just out, bro. You know, I gotta take care of my little sister.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right, so take us back to, you know, young Delinquent as a teenager, you know, junior high, getting into high school. How was your life around that point in time? You know, and what high school did you go to and all that? You know, let us know.
All right. So, thing is like, I've always been a troublemaker. So, I always got into fights, or I was bringing things to school that I wasn't supposed to, or I was doing this, doing that. And, I went to Blackstock, first of all, and then I went to Wainimi for high school. But in Blackstock, that's kind of where like I started getting into more trouble, and it's like I was really disobedient and shit, and I was always in the office.
Yeah, you were pulling up to school, or you were at school?
Yeah, I was at school. I wasn't ditching, you know, like I was when I was going to Blackstock, this is kind of started. I was just kicking it. I would show up to school and fucking, you know, smoke weed, whatever, and it was like whatever's. And at the time, I was just always in the office. And then, like, I was the class clown, you know? So, like I would say some stupid shit in class and shit, and, like, everybody would laugh, and the teacher would be like, get out. And I'm just like, fuck. Like, here we go again, you know? And I'm off to the office. So, I would always be in the office and shit. But for high school, for me, was it was a little difficult because, like, you know, like, I don't know, I had to always kind of fend for myself, you know? So I just kind of had to get it where I could, you know, and get it how I could, you know? So I did whatever I could, you know? And I was always getting into fights. And I actually ended up getting suspended from Wainimi, like, what was it? Sophomore or freshman year. I got suspended from there, but then I got expelled from the school, and they didn't want me there. So they sent me to Frontier. And at Frontier, I stayed there for like a little over a year, but I ended up getting expelled from like the district because I was getting down a lot and I was getting into problems. But they gave me a lot of chances though. They gave me like fucking like maybe like 5 chances, and I guess that school's not even supposed to give you like 2, you know. So
did you get kicked out of there, or?
I got kicked out of there for I got expelled. So I got expelled from like the district, you know. So it wasn't just the school. That's why I was like, fuck, you know. I was getting into fights and shit. But that's just kind of what that life brings, you know, living in a neighborhood like mine, and fucking I would be into trouble and shit. So that's just kind of how it was.
So now all this was happening as you were growing up, you know, through high school. You were starting to get into maybe, you know, a little bit more trouble than junior high. You know, you started getting into like the street life probably a little bit more. And it probably started consuming your life a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
You know,
every year, slowly, you know, I got more into it. I got more deeper into it, and the streets, you know, and my neighborhood and where I grew up on my block, like it started to like consume me, you know, and fucking I was like, fuck, you know, like fuck it, it is what it is, and well, I'm gonna be honest, like what caused it to kind of like take a real bad turn for the worst was that I had a relationship at the time when I was like 17, and like, man, I swear to you, like this was a real thing, you know. And I screwed it over, you know. I fucked up, you know. Everybody makes mistakes, but like I truly feel like I had made the biggest mistake ever. And I started drinking when I was like 17. So when I started drinking, well, that whole relationship scandal, like it kind of made
pretty much worse. After that relationship, you're pretty much like
fuck
everything.
Fuck everything.
Fuck everything.
Like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, like you were.
And I started drinking on top of that, so that kind of, you know.
And that probably went back to like hurt. You're probably hurt, and you're like fuck everything, you know, and just kind of started wilding out.
Yeah,
probably.
That's how it was. That's how it was when I was 17. I was like, fuck it, and then, you know, I fucking, you know, I started kicking it with homies. I started drinking a lot, and I was getting into even more trouble to that point where I was starting to get busted. So it was like little by little, year by year, I just kept getting into more shit, and then that's what came with the street life, with the gang life, you know. And you know, I can't keep going back and forth to jail, and I can't keep kicking it on the block because it's like, first of all, I ain't making no money. Second of all, I'm not out there fucking getting no fucking like nothing. Like I'm just really not nothing out there for nobody, you know. So like, for the people out there that want to be gangsters or want to be this or want to be that, it's like, man, you don't gotta be no gangbanger to be no gangster, you know. Real talk. But straight up, like, keep it gangster, just keep it gangster. But it's like, at the end of the day, dog, like get your money up, fucking get your people right, you know, stick to your family and shit, and fucking, you know, be humble. Straight up.
Good advice right there. All right, then. So now we're gonna move forward. You know, from you're growing up now. You're in high school. You're getting into some trouble. You know, you're in the street life at this moment. So at what point does the music come into play? Okay. At what point?
So I would freestyle a lot. I would fucking be freestyling, be like fucking blah 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 this, but, you know, just freestyling. But it was dope. It's just, it was a little bit more raw, you know what I mean? That's what really started it too. Like the whole like my image as well, you know? Like it was raw as fuck, and fucking people fucked with it, and they're like, fuck, that's dope. And then I started seeing, like, so when I started making, like, when I first made my first song.
What led to that? Okay, let's take us to your first song.
Okay.
How did you get in the studio to record your first song ever?
I had made a song to like my first video. It wasn't my first song. My first song was this song. It was called on YouTube. It was called SSXCH Hood Jam, and it was like a cruising, like a vibing, and it was cool. And
is it still up on YouTube? Can they still find it?
I'm not sure, honestly. I get it, like, if you guys, you know, look
like somebody else uploaded it.
Yeah, but I don't think you can find it really, because I think the person that uploaded it took it down. But I'm not sure. Maybe it is still up. I just probably don't find it by the same name no more.
Yeah. So how was the reaction of people around you when you made that first track?
Oh, fucking
you got love,
reaction.
That
shit was dope. That shit was love. It was love. It was love all around.
Yeah.
And fucking, it was love all around. Like, people were like, oh fuck, like, hey fool, when are you gonna record this? Or, you know, because I would freestyle it to people, like, you know, like off the brain, and people were like, oh fuck, like, what's up? When are you gonna drop that?
Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't even recorded it. And then somebody's like, hey fool, what's up, fool? Like, you know, I'm making music. I'm like, all right. It started off with Weeds from LVC.
LVC, okay.
Yeah, shout out to him. I recorded with him.
So he was there in the beginning with you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You know.
Yes, yeah. So that's actually what started it off, and fucking that's specifically who I started making music with. Well, yeah, I started making music with, because I had that jam, and then I made another jam with him, and I made another jam with him and the homie Schemes. and fucking the first jam I made by myself, and that was my shit.
Real quick, shout out to the LVC.
Yeah, shout out to the LVC team, baby.
You know.
La vida cuesta, ya tú sabes. But it started off with Weeds and Scheme, and fucking we hit the homie's pad because he had a little studio setup thing, and you know how it starts off, with the closet thing,
everybody has
the
home
it's a little
studio and shit,
shack or something,
Yeah.
So that's where it started off, and fucking hold on, give me a second.
So you recorded that track there, and I'm pretty sure you started hitting the studio more there.
Yeah, I was doing that. I did that song first. It was the SSXCH Hood Jam, and it was like cruising, vibing, and then fucking the hook. I can still kind of remember it. It goes, rolling, strolling, straight patrolling. The summertime's coming for me. Yeah, I'm still rolling, strolling, straight patrolling. The Lord's been good to me. And it's like a cruising jam. It's dope, bro. It's dope. And it's like it was a summertime jam. So it was summer, around the summertime, and that shit got popping. Everybody's like, and then just fucking bumping in, and I'm just like,
trying to re-record that track or not?
Yeah, I feel like I should, and I feel like I should, and then on top of it, I should make a video to it because it's like fuck, like that's kind of where it started, Started
from
off.
that point to okay, we're gonna get into Stop Frontin', okay?
Yeah.
The videos, the songs, Stop Frontin'. Gotcha. All right, so now we're recording with Weeds and Schemes, LVC.
Yeah.
And then from that point, you took it up a notch. You took it up a level when you recorded Stop Frontin'. What's the gap right there? How long did it take you to finally say, you know what, I gotta record this video?
Okay. Yeah, fucking it's a funny story because like with all the music that I've made and then the collabs that I made, like a lot of it kind of like it started off with like certain people, and it's people from the 805 and from Oxnard or whatever, and Soy Crude. That's who I started fucking recording with after I stopped recording with Weeds because Weeds wasn't recording as much. Soy Crude came along because I was listening to his music and it just pops up out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh shit, this shit's kind of cool, Shout out to Soy Crude as well,
Yes, sir. Shout out to Crude. So now you're from all right. So now you're working with LVC. Then after that, you start working with Crude at this moment. You met him. You start hitting the studio with him. Yeah. Now you guys are vibing.
Yeah.
All right. What happens?
Yeah. Well, the thing was I didn't know Crude. I just knew his music, and I just seen it like on YouTube, and then I was like, I wonder if this fool has an Instagram or something. I think I found his Instagram somehow. So I found him on Instagram, and I hit him up. I was like, hey, what's up? I was like, I fuck with your music. Like, I make music myself, like a little bit. And he's like, oh, that's cool, And then we started chopping it up. And then from there on out, he's like, oh, I got a little setup in my pad. I was like, dope. Like, you think you could record something for me? And he's like, yeah. And I had to stop running already fucking written down and stuff. And he's like, all right, come through, And from there. So
you recorded Stop Running at the Crude Studio.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It might come up, has a lot to do with other people from the 805 that are also coming up,
Yeah, and I looked it up earlier. Stop Running is like at 1,035,000, something like that, so it's doing really good. It really popped off. And okay, so that's where I want to lead the conversation to, so after Stop Running, you got a lot of love. Now a lot of people know you now. Everybody's tapping in with you. How was that for you? How was that experience for you as everything was happening?
As everything was happening, like, honestly,
did you get more support, more or hate, more?
I before I started making the music, I already had hate, so I already knew there was gonna be hate to come, and comments at this point.
Yeah.
But this more digital now, it's like fucking, the comments. It's like whatever, bro.
Yeah.
I've never really took the comments too serious to heart. Or
you know what? Serious. I think that's really good because a lot of people get discouraged.
Yeah.
Just from comments, it's like, damn, fool, if you can't take a comment on Instagram or YouTube,
a little bit of
you
hate,
ain't gonna fucking do shit out there.
Yeah, I know.
You got to be able to have tough skin in this game. Like,
yeah,
for real,
honestly,
because,
you do. And like, I just realized that too because like, there's a lot of little motherfuckers out there that test me, dog. They test me, and I'm like, man, you're so lucky, bro. Like, you're so lucky. I'm trying to do better. You're so lucky that God is healing me, man. That I'm doing better for myself and trying to move forward from all the bullshit, And it's just like, I have to have that tough skin now, and it's like, fuck, like a lot of things get to me, but because like some people, some little kids, some youngsters, they'll take it to a whole nother level where it's like disrespect, and it's all on Instagram now. It's all on fucking this, it's on that, Snapchat, Facebook. So now it's like, it's not like back in the days where it was like face-to-face confrontations and shit. It's like now you're talking shit about me, saying this, saying that to other people, and people are fucking spreading it around like rumors, and then it gets around more, and it's like, okay, so now it's sounding like it's real.
Yeah, so
and
now it's like everything's for the public now,
Yeah,
anything you say, whether it's good, bad, it's like the public is right there to judge it. The public is right there to spark the flame up even higher.
To fucking add fuel to it.
Yeah, they add in so much fuel, so the public's there. But, it is what it is. We're in 2023. That's the game now.
Yeah, that is the game now. But because honestly, like, I'm a positive person. I try to bring positive things to, like, people. But, like, I'm trying to bring it into my music now at this point. But, like, I also have my turned up shit, my gangster shit, my party shit, my fucking lovey-dovey shit. I'm getting into a lot of different things because I feel like I really have a talent to like where it's like I can advance into something different.
You want to expand more rather than just gangster shit 24/7, you know? And I feel like that's what you have to do sometimes. You got to experiment a little bit.
Yeah, because nobody really gets that far with it, So going back to fucking Stop Fronting, I had recently just got to 1 million. And fucking shout out Destructive Filmz.
Appreciate that.
For my first music video. That was my first music video, and that's how it started, So I was like, fuck yeah, like you had some ideas, I had some ideas, and it all came together. And I was like, fuck, this is a dope ass video. And the funny thing about it is, like, I thought my homies were gonna, like, because I had more homies there, but I thought my homies were all gonna try to jump in the video too. And I've only had 2 homies to my side.
Yeah.
And fucking, I was like, fuck it, let's wing it. This is how it's gonna happen, And at the time, that's what I did. But the thing is I didn't think about taking it too serious, But I just wanted to see where it would lead, and see what would happen and see how people would react to it. And I'm just like, okay, this is cool, And then I seen a lot of people, and then sooner or later it started hitting the Inland Empire, Arizona, fucking Washington, LA, and fucking a lot of people were hitting me up, and a lot of people were commenting from different areas, fucking just like putting down their area and then showing love. And I was like, fuck, like, that's so fucking cool. Like, they don't even know me though, but they're showing love.
You know what? You're gonna get the most love from people that are not from your area. Mm-hmm. That's just the truth, and that goes for everybody.
Because there's a lot of envy in this game too, and there's a lot of like jealousy, and it's just not right.
It's just, it is what it is, and anybody will tell you that from any artist from whatever city, they're always going to get a lot more love outside of their city, which is all good. That's what you want. You want to get recognition outside and spread as far as you can. That's the goal,
Of course. I feel like I get a lot of recognition out here. So shout out to everybody that supported me and showing love from Oxnard, the 805, or wherever it is you're watching from, But in Oxnard, I get a lot of love too. Like, I see like little youngsters fucking come up to me and want to take pictures and say what's up and be like, oh, what's up? Like, and I'm like, that's dope, But like, once you keep positive energy around you, bro, it's like, it feels good, man. It feels fucking great,
Well, now that you're out, you're fresh. How long you been out at this point right now?
3 days now.
Okay, so now that you're out, now, so now that you're out, great. You're fresh out, 3 days out. Do you have you? I don't know if you maybe put thought into what you want to do yet. I know it's right off the bat. I know it's only 3 days. You're probably trying to enjoy yourself right now a little bit. So, but is there anything in your mind that you kind of been wanting or want to do? To kick it off as you're out.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I just feel like first and foremost, I need to get myself right. So with that being said, I'm just trying to get up on my feet right now, but I'm still trying to stay in the scenery and let people know that I'm back, and fucking make sure that they know that. So for sure, music is going to drop for sure as soon as I hit the studio, because I want to drop some of the songs that I wrote in there. And fucking I want people to check it out and see if they're fucking with me, fucking with the new shit.
Before you went in, we worked on a music video, and so let's talk about that. Is that something that's gonna be coming out anytime soon? Are you gonna hold on to it? Do you want to work on other stuff first? But you do have a video locked and loaded, ready to go.
Loaded. So that video is for my gang. I already put it out, the song, but the video, it's a video. The song has sentimental value, and I did it for me, but I wrote it the last time I was in jail actually, and that one honestly is one of my favorite songs. But it's personal for me, kind of, type of thing, and then for like my homies as well. But for anybody else that kind of like feels my pain, my hurt, the things I've been through, and with that being said, the video it's not gonna be dropped soon. It's not, because I just it's difficult to do things on probation right now, and I'm just not trying to get busted again or get violated or get up in the mix like that yet.
All right, then. So let's keep it moving. Let's move forward. So before I pulled up to the studio today, I let my Instagram followers know, like, hey, you guys, if there's any questions that you guys have for Delinquent, now's the time because we're gonna shoot an interview, and I got a few. So let me shoot at least 2 to 3 of them.
Yeah.
A lot of these
That's
I'm gonna
good.
bunch up in one because they ask the same thing.
Yeah.
They all want to know. I'm gonna just sum it up. How was your time in jail, and did you run any county fades? You can answer if you want. You don't have to.
Okay. My time in the county, it was stressful, but honestly, my only focus was get out. Don't do this no more. Like, fool, look at yourself in this fucking mirror right here in your cell, dog, and remember this. And look at the people out there, fool, that have nothing to lose, dog. That are fucking on drugs, that are this, that are that, I don't judge them, and like I feel like sympathy for them, because it's like, man, I don't know your life, and I would wish better for you. I just know that those people that are used to that lifestyle, which is going back and forth to jail, they're gonna be stuck in that cycle, and I hope that they break from it, Did I run any fades?
Any county jail phase? That's one of the questions right there.
Fool's Gone Wild. Nah, I'm just saying. Nah. Did I fight anybody in there? Fools were testing me, but the thing is I just didn't run it because it's like because it never came down to it, to the point where it's like, what's up, like face to face and shit. It was more like, oh, like this was talking shit from like all the way over there, or this was fucking like trying to act up, and like I'm over here chilling, like full kickback, full, like, like, don't test me.
It just never got to that point, pretty much.
Yeah, it never got to that point, because I'm a really patient person with stuff like that, and I always and whenever somebody has an issue, like I always try to de-escalate it, because I just don't like fighting and I don't like problems. But like at the end of the day, I'm gonna run that fade if like you call me a bitch or you disrespect me, or like stuff like that, that I don't take too lightly. But it really takes for a lot for me, for a person to fucking get to me and get under my skin. But fucking like there was this one time that this fool this fool was being really loud on the phone, and it was like the morning, and we gotta do like the 10 to 10. You gotta be quiet in the morning from fucking like when we wake up to 10. And this was on the phone, and there's other people talking around me, and I say like oh, 10 to 10, like, but I don't say it directly to nobody, but I say 10 to 10, and this was like being loud still. And then he's like, hey homie, like he's like, he said some shit and was like, fool, like what, like what'd you say? And I was like, I said 10 to 10. And then he's like, oh, all right, and fucking he comes over, it's like, hey fool, let me talk to you, like, hey fool, like next time, fool, like don't come up, don't like, if you want, like, I know I was being loud, but next time, fool, come up to me, fool, and let me know, dog, like, like some bullshit. And I was like, look, fool, like, you're taking it personally, my boy. I wasn't getting at you. I was like, at the end of the day, like, I was saying 10 to 10 for everybody, because first of all, the people behind me were being loud, and then you were being loud, but I didn't direct nothing towards you. And he's like, oh, and in the pen, fucking, the 10 to 10 is only courtesy. I'm like, okay, but we're not in the pen, like, fool, like, don't have that mentality with me, fool, like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, But I wouldn't want to go to prison, but if I had to hold it down, then I had to hold it down, It's just, it's what the gang life comes with. But fuck that. Either ways, I'm for everybody watching, remember this and watch this video, drop a like and everything. But let me tell you something about me. I'm not an asshole. I'm not a person to like be like really agitated and aggravated at things, and shit like that. And I'm not really a crazy person, you know? Like, people look at me and they, like, some people don't want to approach me sometimes, and sometimes even the youngsters, they don't want to approach me sometimes because they're like, oh, like, I didn't want to disturb you, and I didn't, you know, whatever, I seen you. Like, one time I was at the collection, and this kid seen me, and he stared at me the whole time, but he looked like a little youngster, and I thought he was going to be like, what's up, fool, or fuck you, fool, fuck your music, whatever. And I'm like staring at him, and I was, is this gonna say something? And then fucking it doesn't happen. But later on, he texts me on Instagram and goes, hey, like, I seen you at the collection. I wanted to say what's up, but like I didn't want to approach you. And he's like, and you were leaving, and I was like, he looked scared though, you know. And I was like, fuck. It's because I was giving, like, I give a look where when I stare at somebody, I'm just like, you know, and I have to, you know, because it's kind of like sometimes, you know, I get into it, and sometimes I just gotta, you know, fight.
You don't know his energy, so
yeah,
you know.
Exactly. I don't know his intentions.
Yeah, you don't know his intentions. All right, well, let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
This one right here, you know, it's a little savage, but it's truth, you know. This person said, "You gonna rap or you gonna continue to go to jail?"
I like that question, man. I like that question. That's a funny one, bro. Yo, I'm gonna rap. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna stay focused. I'm gonna let God lead me to all things that I wish for, ask for, and pray for, and I just, you know, hope that everything turns out the way I feel like it should. But you know, that's not ever really in like what I do, like sometimes I make some stupid decision, and that's on me, you know? Like, I take full responsibility for my actions, but I just feel like I find so many excuses to sometimes I would find too many excuses to fucking go ahead and go do stupid things and be like, oh man, like, fuck, well, I was drunk, and like, well, I was kicking it, and I was doing this and I was doing that. It's like, fool, but you wouldn't have been there, fool, if you were focused. You wouldn't have been there if you were in the studio. You wouldn't have been there if you were out there getting your money, if you were out there working, fool. Like, you know, be up on your feet, be up on your toes. Like, that's what anybody should be doing, you know? Yeah. So
words you want to say to anybody, any shout outs, you know, anything you want to get off your chest, now's the time. This interview is going to come out, you know, ASAP. So anything you want to say, you know, go ahead and say it.
Just give a shout out to everybody that's showing love. I'm going to give a shout out to everybody that's supporting. And I'm going to give a shout out to, like, the people that are out there that know me personally and that actually truly care for me and fucking that have been there for me, you know, because when I was busted, you know, not a lot of people wrote to me, and not a lot of people fucking put money on my books and shit or whatever, you know. And it's like, you know what, like, this place gets lonely, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. Fans are fans, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like when you have a close relationship with somebody, that's a different story, and that's a bond that you don't break, you know, especially like going through hard times like that, you know. So shout out to the people that were there for me when I was busted, that put money on my books, and fucking shout out to the people that showed love, straight up.
There you go. We're going to wrap that up. You know, much love. Thank you for coming through, Delinquent.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. It's Delinquent the Mac. Y'all check me out. I'm going to be doing my thing, and I'm going to be making that music for y'all. You know I've been slacking it, but stay tuned because I'm on that. Real talk.
Sir, stay tuned. Destructive motherfucking Filmz. We out.
Destructive Filmz. Shout out.